the last week of performance, ending on the 26th, we have 45% increase in cost. So we've scaled up 45%. Our customers have increased by 58.7%, and our NCAC has dropped 14.4%. So it is scaling very, very, very well. Now, the top line is showing 20% more cost, 24% more customers, and a 10% drop in NCAC. Now, the reason why these are kind of split out is because we're also running 10K in Google. What's interesting is you can see this one. Guess what campaign in Google that is with 18% cold traffic? That's Performance Max. What's funny is we're spending just enough that if we look at our first click NCACs, we're within $20 of each other. What I really like to do though is showcase the case studies. Case studies, I think, are the only thing that actually matter. Like you can come up with a strategy, but if it doesn't actually work, or you can't prove it, or you can't scale it, or you can't grow it, then it's an idea that somebody had one time that doesn't help anybody at all. Yeah. So I think that putting our kind of money where our mouth is, or sometimes our clients' ad spend where our mouth is, in order to kind of prove out the model and showcase that yes, this stuff actually does work. This is what we're pretty much all about: is walking the walk, and then also being able to talk the talk, and also be able to walk the walk. Yeah. So to recap the strategy, we're using a broad targeting, no advantage plus. Customers excluded, sales focused campaigns. So it maximize conversion, essentially campaigns. So we're just going wide open, no bid cap, no cost cap. And we are pushing this. Oh, and by the way, if my internet drops, I'm in Florida during this hurricane. So
I forgot to mention that.
Everybody. Yeah. If I just drop off, I'll come back within about 5 minutes. So if I freeze, that'll be why. But I just want to let everybody know that in case I drop off, that is, I'm in Florida and it is wet here. Hurricanes going.
It was a hurricane thing that went by there. Yeah,
it's only category 4. So hopefully I'm still doing this from my house with a roof, which is great.
That's right. At least
it's still here.
Category 4. That's nothing.
Right. So I forgot to tell everybody, if I drop off, I'll come right back as soon as I can.
John will be back. It's not like you got carried away or like swept up inside the
power cycles
hurricane. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Anyway, cool. And then you've got the mesh on top of that, which takes a little bit longer to actually kick in. So anyway, bear with us today.
Yep, bear with us. Anywho, yes. So the way that it's that's the structure of the campaign. And what we do is when we have new creative, it gets put into a new campaign. The new campaign has multiple instances of one creative, and then they're made to be cloned when it works and paused when they're not working. What's nice about this is if you look at just the last 7 days, what you'll see here that the ones that are on Haley, and then these are the ones that are working well right now. We have Haley C0 through C4, so we have technically 5 of them, and we're getting both in-app, and we're also measuring it in Wicked to see what is the NCAC based off of. We go Haley here, so I can see what the NCACs are on average. So this here is using a really, really, really strict accrual model, first click only click date in the last 7 days. So this is going to be it's going to look really, really bad, but that's the best way to do it. You have to take the average of all 5 sets. Right. When they work, and gets Haley or and whichever one's doing better will get cloned. So you see we have 5 ands. These were doing really, really well, both in-app and inside of Wicked. So and has been cloned yet again. And these just have started, I think, yesterday. So if we look, actually, here's what would be kind of fun. Let's just do this here. Let's just take Ann. So I spent $90 on it so far. These are just $100 today. Actually, it looks like it probably started late last night or today. So not enough information here yet, but if and when these start to produce results, hopefully we'll compare them with the other previous hands. And if they work, we clone it again.
Right. And the target CPA again is 150 thereabouts or less.
Yeah, we want to be, it's kind of weird. Like we changed it up, and since the last time we discussed, we were using 2 different variations. We were using like kind of a top line accrual, top line cash versus a first click accrual. So we're measuring the overall success top line on the same way that we've been before. We're measuring our creative testing on a first click accrual. So what that means is that if someone clicks on day 1 and buys on day 6, it'll give it the credit all the way back to day 1. What's nice about that is what that does is it stops a second click from an ad earning the credit that it didn't earn earning the credit because it didn't actually start there. It needs to earn the click and earn the sale, even if the first click and second click are from different ads. We always have to go first click, because if we're going to clone it, the traffic's pretty cold, and that's where we're going to know that should hold when we start to clone.
Super strict way of looking at it.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what's nice too, is if you look at the last 7 days, we've actually cloned Barbara. We have now C1 through we actually have C0 through C9. And Barbara is, what's crazy about this is since we've cloned it, you can see there's only 350 spent or 1700. And these are achieving sales here that are comparable to these sales here.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's starting off like this one here. The 6th one all of a sudden is just, it's only spent 350, but this one has 5 purchases, which is actually, not too bad for $355 in spend. So that's what's nice is we're taking the averages of all the cloning.
And now, super important to have the naming convention in your ads so that you can make sense of all this, obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, here's what's cool. The last week of performance, that ending on the 26th, we have 45% increase in cost. So we've scaled up 45%.
Yep.
Our customers have increased by 58.7%. And our NCAC has dropped 14.4%. So it is scaling very, very, very well.
Yeah.
And now the top line is showing 20% more cost, 24% more customers, and a 10% drop in NCAC. Now, the reason why these are kind of split out is because we're also running 10K in Google. But what's interesting is you can see this one, guess what campaign in Google that is with 18% cold traffic. That's Performance Max.
Of course.
Yeah. And so what's funny is we're spending just enough that if we look at our first click NCACs, we're within $20 of each other. That's all we're doing, because this is all of the people that didn't click on the meta ad, but then going into the website later on, or Googling the brand or whatever it may be, as long as our first click NCAC isn't outpacing our meta, which it is right now, just for this week by $20. But as long as it's at or equal to, we have a good kind of bolt on that shows, a better ROAS. But because it is obviously trying to get a lot of remarketing done, we have a lot more returning customers than first-time customers, again, because PMax. Thank you.
Yeah, makes sense. And I love this view in Wicked. Isn't this your favorite view?
I know. I love this view.
I mean, I know they love like funnel vision and everything, but like if you go into Wicked and you scroll down, and now there's a preset inside Wicked, which is called perpetual traffic. I don't know if you realize that, because
I didn't even realize that. No, where is it?
It's a preset. It's if you go into, I think it's on or attribution settings. Wait a second, without being in there. No, sorry, it's over on reports. If you click on reports, then let's see, cohort analysis, additional reports. Yeah, is it in there? Oh, it's not in yours. Okay, I'll have to look for it. Anyway, I'll look at mine. I forget exactly where it is, but it's a preset for all the MPIs.
Nice.
ECPNV, NCAC, MER, all of that, all sort of laid out. So anyway.
Well, there's 2 other things. One, I don't have access to the Amazon account, but I can tell you that Amazon has been having sort of record weeks and record days since start doing this. And so what's funny is our NCAC, we were trying to get like kind of below 200, but the colder that we went, and you'll see inside of here, our L1 is like 36% cold. Each time we're cloning, our L0s are staying like technically above 60% cold, which is really good. Yeah. And as we started to do this, what we saw is 2 things. One, Amazon was doing amazingly, because the colder that we get, the more first time that we get, the more people go and search us on Amazon, because they don't know who we are, they don't trust us, but they like what they saw inside of Meta, so they go and buy it to get it shipped to them the next day on Amazon. Right. But the second thing that I can show you is that since going from like basically a 30 and 40 cold traffic up to 60 at scale, and then increasing 45% of our cost, our active subscribers is just continually going up. It's been fantastic. Our net gain loss is 127 new subscribers this last week, which is a 51% increase. Wow. So it's still just continually going. That's what's really nice is if we look at our NCAC, NCAC is okay, but our active subscribers average active days is 262. Yeah. It is fantastic. So that's what's really nice is our active subscribers are going up. Total new net gained. It's fantastic. So this is what's really nice about using this type of methodology, which is our global top line is actually getting better and is actually increasing our LTV. Yeah. So our CAC and LTV, our NCAC versus LTV, our NCAC is not, under 200, which is what we were getting to when we were warmer, which makes a lot of sense because we weren't spending as much and we weren't scaling at 45% each week. But because we're scaling, our NCAC is held at 350. We're just making a lot more sales on Amazon and a lot more sales in continuity. So not necessarily being captured here.
Interesting.
So that's what's great.
So why aren't you guys pumping the Amazon data into Wicked? Because I know it's like it's an additional cost because it's a whole other database, but is that the reason why, or is it there's something specific around?
We
that?
have a whole big spreadsheet of everything that we're doing. That we actually have a VA pump in all of those metrics so that we look at what is our total spend, total revenue, subscribers, subscriber revenue, NCAC for regular, NCAC for subscribers, and then broken down by Amazon, Meta, Google, and then even what Wicked says. So we have multiple different points of tracking. Yeah. So having it in here was not really needed. We were tracking it outside of it just because there is no really attribution, but we track that every week. Right. It's something that we do monitor very, very, very often.
So it's being enhanced, and they're doing well. Like, what percentage of their sales is actually coming from Amazon?
About 40%.
About 40%. Okay.
Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, it's been pretty big. And that's what's nice is it's a massive improvement on Amazon, but it's also they're also subscribing to they're also subscribing like a subscription on Amazon as well.